Okay, Venkat. Hi all, good evening. I'm sharing my screen. Today we will see how to create a small web application using Java, Selenium, TestNG and Maven. This is very important, guys. After this class, please start practicing in your computers. See, we have seen in the previous sessions how to create a sample automation project for web applications. A sample automation project creating using Java, Selenium, WebDriver. So for this, what steps we need to follow is before creating a Java Selenium automation project, we need to ensure we have JDK installed. So Java 8 and above. So JDK about JDK 8 version or above versions like JDK 17, 21. So you can install anything, but just make sure minimum JDK 8 should be installed. So first step is we need to install Java version in your laptop or computer, and then you need to install Maven and you need to build a tool. Maven is Maven or Gradle. You can use either of the Gradle or Maven, but please use Maven only. Okay, don't go to Gradle. So Maven is sufficient. This is very good tool. So build tool Maven install in your laptop or computer. So go to Google and download Maven 3.8.8 something version. Uh, Latest versions you can install. But example, if it is, I will show you one more thing. Today I thought of showing. One second. See example here. You need to use this URL. Okay, I will send in the this one like in our chat. Okay, so Maven repository. So always use this URL whenever you are using any dependencies. As I mentioned, we need to use in pom.xml the dependencies, right? I will explain anyway while explaining the how to create Maven project. Just I am showing you this. I should not miss. This is useful for you all. So in pom.xml, when you create a Maven project, okay, in pom.xml, we need to use dependencies, right? So you need no need to manually struggle how to give this group ID and all. Go to this repository, Maven repository, okay, Maven Git. So just search here. If you want to use extent report, example, I'm saying extent reports. If you type extent reports, it will display extent reports. So if you're using for Selenium project, so click on this. If you go and you can select any versions, any version numbers will be there here. If you if you want to use extent report 2.0 for example in your project, click on this and you can find the corresponding dependency here. See here, dependency tag information you can find here for any tool. So copy and paste. Okay, paste here like this. Okay, so that is only you need to do. So I will share this by end of this class, this link, the Maven repository link. And if you want to use Selenium, just type Selenium here. So Selenium Java. So just click on it and all the versions will be there. So we are the what version we are using? Selenium 4.1.110, right? In current project, which I created for the training purpose. So Go to 4.1. Just I'm saying, I already given the dependency here. Before given dependency, if I want to use 4.1.0, click this version and you can able to find the dependency information. Okay. Group ID, the dependency tag, group ID, artifact ID, version number. So copy this and paste in form.xml. So this is very important. I will share this URL. So while practicing, so copy the dependencies, necessary automation tools dependencies from this Maven repository. Okay. And also if you want to use testng, type testng in Maven repository. You can find testng here. Click on it and you just use example. Currently we are using 7.4.0. So before give example in testng, if you install 7.4.0 in Eclipse IDE or Maven project, so you want to give the corresponding dependency, right? So click on the 7.4.0 and you can find the dependency information here. Maven, under Maven. If you are using Gradle, you should give, but don't worry, don't go to Gradle. Use Maven build tool. So copy the dependency of testng and paste in the pom.xml like this. So this is a way you can take the whatever tool you want to use, like a log4j, JUnit, everything you can find here. Log4j, you can type here, na? So you can find other corresponding log4j dependencies. Okay. And if you want to use any version, required version, you can find the dependency like this. For every tool, you can find the dependencies in Maven repository. In the
Oh,
Maven repository.
Venkat garu,
Yes. Yes, Sirisha.
even in real time also we have to
Yeah, yeah,
download
you
all
can.
these
Yeah,
dependencies.
yeah. Yes,
Dependencies.
yes.
Oh,
Yes,
is it?
yes.
Okay.
See, normally they will give the access to Maven. Example, in some banking and some financial clients, if they are not giving the access in the premises, then your vendor, example, you are the employee for the TCS, assume. So your team will help you to give all the dependencies. They will do the same way like me in the TCS organization, and they will zip the file, or they will do the jar files. They will send to your client location, shared location. If the client is not allowing, not having internet access, right? Most
Hmm.
of the banks, government banks or private banks, some I'm telling only few banks, they will be having security precautions, right? So they won't give the internet access. It's a intranet access, not internet access within the bank. So in that case, you can't access Google. So if you are not access Google and all, you can't access any other tools also, right? So internet connection won't be available. Intranet will be available. So only their tools you need to use. You should not use the external tools which are available in the market. Then you need to ask your organization like a testing team. Example TCS, you are working under one test manager. So the test manager will help you to download all the dependencies from the internet. Then he will zip it and he will send you at the client shared location. So from the shared location, you need to copy paste and you need to copy in your project at client desktop or laptop. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, welcome, Suresh. So this is how we need to use Maven repository. I will send this link later. So like this, we can copy paste. So we can maintain the pom.xml, all the dependencies at pom.xml file. Okay. So for that, we need to download the Maven and we need to install the Maven, which is important. And also the third step is we can use either Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ. Don't go for IntelliJ now. Use Eclipse. Both are same. Just practice only one IDE for any automation projects or Java programming practices. So download the Eclipse, okay, in your laptop or desktop. So we need a Java 8 and above, 8 Java, minimum 8th version or above versions. Only one version you need to install. And Maven build download Maven build tool, and then download the Eclipse. Okay. So install Maven and Eclipse jar file only. Just download it. So it will show install button. Just click the install so that it will you can able to use the Eclipse. And after that, we need to use all the dependencies in the Maven pom.xml as I shown now, right? Selenium means Selenium dependency, and if you want driver manager, WebDriver Manager, that version, a TestNG, whatever I have shown few seconds back. The same way, you need to copy the required automation tools dependencies in form.xml. Okay. After that, you need to create a project in Maven project in Eclipse IDE. So how to create Maven project? Go to Eclipse, open Eclipse. You can find the window like this, Eclipse IDE window. Then the tool Eclipse IDE tool is open. Then go to File, New Maven project. So if you click Maven project, then there is an option, create a simple project. Just select this one, okay? And give the group ID, artifact ID. You can give anything, okay? You can give anything. Just I am giving com dot example start selenium test. Here I am giving selenium automation application test. I can give anything. Just I am giving like this. So you need to give group ID, artifact ID, and the version, keep it the default version 0.01, and you're creating the Maven as a jar file. So keep it a jar, packaging as jar, creating as a jar. So click finish. You can give any names there, and the version and the packaging, you just keep the default values. The version is default version and jar default packaging option. Then click finish. Then you can able to see after complete clicking the button, right, you can able to see the corresponding created project Maven project here. If you see here, 3 Maven projects I have created in this Eclipse IDE. So the latest one is Selenium automation application test. This one we have created few seconds back. So if we created Maven project, then you can able to see the proper structure, folder structure. That means source main Java folder structure, where we need to maintain the pages classes, utility classes, okay, the base classes you can maintain, and source main resources. Under source main resources, you can maintain whatever the common files, okay, like configuration files and all. But here we can maintain. One second, we haven't used this one, but normally this is the maintenance of resource files. Okay, this SRC main Java is only pages classes, utility classes, and base classes. This is for resource classes files maintenance. The resource files maintenance, like a database files and all, whatever you can maintain. And here you can maintain the test cases classes and the corresponding test cases classes. Source test Java. Source test resources, you need to maintain configuration.property file, testng.xml file, whatever the resources, right? The test resources. But for testing purpose, we want to use configuration.property file and testng.xml file. You can use SSC test resources folder. And by default, JDK Java library is downloaded because already you have the Java installed, right? So when you are creating Maven, by default, Java library will be downloaded. And also SRC folder, target folder. Here under the target folder, you can see the reports. Okay. When you are creating all the classes, page classes, and utility classes, and resources files, and then test cases classes files, classes, and then configuration files and test.ng XML, whatever required classes and files. If you after creating, maintaining under the proper folders under the Maven project, then you can execute the scripts. Then you can able to see the output, automation test cases, execution results under the target folder. Okay, and by default, when you create a Maven project, you can find pom.xml file. Okay, open the pom.xml file and give the required dependencies. As I shown, right? Maven, go to Maven repository, and then you can use all the required tools, and you can take the dependencies, corresponding dependencies, paste under the project tag. Okay, so you need to maintain all the dependency tags under dependencies tag like this. So this is how we need to create Maven project in Eclipse IDE. So I have created a sample project to show you all how we can maintain the corresponding classes. So here I have downloaded the Selenium, test.ng, the driver manager. Only three I have used the pom.xml. So when we create a Maven project, you can give any name. Example, when you're working on any company, you can give the corresponding application name also. And then under source main Java, as I mentioned, we can use the pages classes. The page object model means we should create a page. That means we should create a classes for each page. It means web pages of the application. So for that purpose, under source main Java, right click on it, new, and create a package first. After creating package like this, I have given the package name as pages. After creating package under source main Java, I should create, right click on the package name and class. Create as many classes as you need for your project, for the application. So new class. So under the package, the package name is pages here. I have created two classes. One is for home page, one is for login page. So just I am showing you all today one application. The name is Amazon application. So for Amazon application, I have created two pages classes, home page class and login page class. And then I have created source test Java. Under the source test Java, I have created a package. Right click, new package. So package I named as test package. Under the test package, I have created the classes like this. Select the package, right click, new class. So under the test package, under source test Java, I have created three classes, test classes: base test class, login test class, and then search test class. So I have created a base class, login test class, and search test class. And then under the SRC test resources folder, I have created configuration.property file. And under the configuration property file, we should give all the parameters, configurable parameters. That means the base URL, the URL of the application. We can give the parameter and the value, the URL. And browser configurations. You can give browser as if you want to use Chrome for your application, for your automation project, just give browser parameter value is Chrome. And headless is true means, if you give headless as true means, that means you can't able to see the browser. That means when you execute this test cases, right? Example, through testng, if you are creating testng, select the testng file, right click, run as testng. If you are creating the executing the test cases, then if you are giving headless as headless parameter equal to true, then you can't able to see the browser launching, the application is launching, and test cases are executing. It will execute at the back end. You can't able to see. It's not visible. When you give headless equal to true, when you give headless value as false, then if you execute the test cases through testng XML or Maven, you can execute the test cases in multiple ways, right? As I mentioned in the previous classes, you can execute the automation test cases through testng XML file like this. In testng XML file, you should give whatever test cases you want to execute under the class tag. So the login test class I am executing now. That's why I have given under the test package test dot login test. So through testng XML, I am executing the test cases. So when I give headless parameter equal to false, then I can see browser is launching the application, Amazon application, and then login test is executing test case. That means we are going to navigate into login page of Amazon application. I am entering email ID and password and login home page of the Amazon application. I can see if you give headless equal to false, that is the usage of headless parameter. And implicit wait or explicit wait, if you are using some wait statements in your automation project to wait for the pages, to wait for the web elements, we should use some implicit wait or explicit wait or fluent wait, right? So the corresponding parameters, we can give the time 10 seconds, something like that. So like this, we should give the Chrome driver. Chrome, normally we are using Chrome browser in your application means we need to download Chrome driver and we need to maintain in our laptop or computer in some drive folder. Then you should copy, you should give the corresponding driver name, chrome.driver path, and give the path where you downloaded the Chrome driver. Like the same way, if you are using Firefox also, you can give the Firefox path, Firefox driver path. The same way, the page load timeout 30 seconds. So you can give all the parameters here in the config.property file. That is the purpose of config. If you are giving config.property file, all these parameters values you can use across the all the classes in your automation project. So always maintain the configuration.properties, because whenever you want to make some changes to your application, example, when you are testing in SAT environment, after some days you need to test in UAT environment, higher environment, or SAT testing you will be done in two environments. So you need to keep on changing the URL of the application based on the environment. So instead of changing in every test case, if you maintain in configuration.property file, it is easy, right? It is one-time job. You just whatever changes you want to do for these parameters. If you want to increase the wait time, if you want to use the Internet Explorer browser, no need to go to every test case to change the values. You just come to configuration.property and change the values once, and from this config property file, all the classes across the Maven project of your automation application, it will read. So this is the purpose of the centralized configuration.property file usage in the Maven project or in your automation project. So that's why it is very important, guys. So maintain the configuration.property file and give all the required parameter values. Then you can use all these values across your all test cases of your automation project. So it is easy to maintain. It is very fast. Okay, it will read from this config property file all these values, and it will execute quickly, and it is very maintainable, easy to maintain. Okay, and then under SRC test resources folder, you have testng.xml file. As I shown, whatever test case you want to run, you should give under the suit tag. You need to maintain test tag, and then you need to under the test tag you should create classes tag. Under the classes tag you should give class tag. For each class you should give one class tag. If you want to execute multiple classes you should give multiple class tags, and then close the classes tag, and then close the test tag, the hierarchy. Under the parent is about test is suit, so close the suit tag. So that's you need to maintain in the testng.xml. Whatever test cases, classes, methods you want to execute, you need to give define under the testng.xml file. So testng.xml file will be used to run the automation test scripts. Okay, so that you maintain in under the folder src test resources. So both config.properties and testng.xml files you need to maintain. And also after giving the, see, when you create a Maven project, by default the Java library will be downloaded in this project. And the Maven dependencies, how it download means, under the pom.xml, inside the pom.xml, you should give all dependencies of your automation tools and save the file. Control S, save it. Then automatically this Maven dependencies jar files will be downloaded in your Maven project. Okay. So after giving the dependencies, required automation tools dependencies inside the pom.xml, control save the file, control S. Then you can, after few seconds, you can find all the required Maven dependencies jar files are downloaded in your Maven project. All are jar files only, Maven dependencies. Okay. The libraries, Java libraries, the Maven automation tools libraries are dependencies libraries are downloaded. Then you want to use testng. So testng example, you are using some different version, or some you want to use some extent reports, some any other external other automation tools. You can give the same way the dependency. Sometimes, right, you can add a external library also. If you want to add a external library, what you need to do is go to select the application name, the Maven project name, right click on it, and go to build path. Okay, select the Maven application name, Maven project name, right click and go to build path and configure build path. Then it will open a window, properties for your application, properties for your Maven project. Then come to the libraries. There is a source tab, projects tab, libraries tab. Come to libraries. Okay, come to libraries tab. Then you can find already downloaded Java libraries here. You can find already downloaded Maven dependencies you can find. And if you want to add any external jar files, example I have added testng 7.4.0 jar file. What I have done in the Eclipse, in the why I have added as external jar file means, in my current Eclipse, I have different version of in the Eclipse marketplace. If I want, so I need to I can install few tools from the Eclipse marketplace. In the Eclipse IDE, there is a help menu. Go to help menu, open the Eclipse marketplace submenu. Then you can find this Eclipse marketplace window. Then you can install any the available tools and under the Eclipse marketplace when you give the name here. Okay. Example log4j I am typing. So if you have log4j, it will display. It's not having. So in that case, what you need to do, if any tool is not available here, you need to go to Google Internet. If internet access is not available in your client, ask your vendor, your test manager or test lead to download from your organization, and they will share that client location. So then you and take that jar file, whatever tool you want to add, and right click on the Maven project, go to new, sorry, build path, build path option, configure build path. Then go to libraries tab here, and then select the add external jars, and wherever you copied the jar file in your desktop, right, in your office desktop or computer, laptop. So go to that folder structure, select the required jar file, and click open. Then it will add as a external jar file here. Okay. So that's how, if you are not able to find any in the Eclipse marketplace, so you need to download from the internet, the Google or wherever the from the internet, right? Then you need to add as a external jar file. That's how I have added this one. Which one? The reference libraries. So when you are doing like this, whatever tool you want to add as an external jar file, then all the jar files will be displayed under the referenced libraries. So this also you can able to find after adding the external libraries, you can find referenced libraries downloaded. So we have added here under the Maven project. And then, so you can find the test output. The test output folder you can find, because when you are executing the test cases through testng or through Maven commands, through command line also we can execute, right? That also I will show today. What you need to do if you want to run through command line, means command prompt. We can say terminal also. Okay. Then select your Maven project, right click on it, and go to show in. Okay, you need to go to the folder structure, the file explorer. So show in, and system explorer. So we are going to the Maven project created in the folder structure, right? Means file explorer in your laptop or desktop. This Maven project is storing in this location. So here you have, right, Amazon login automation. This is the project I have created. Open that project. Okay, select this path, type cmd command prompt, enter. Then you can able to see the command prompt. Okay, see, I already opened command prompt. I have opened the same way. I have opened. I navigated to the Maven project, the location in your in my computer. Okay, the folder structure. Then I have opened the command prompt like this, cmd, and enter. Then you can able to see the command prompt like this. Then what you need to do, you can give Maven mvn install or test. That's it. Then whatever test cases you want to execute, it will execute through Maven using the Maven command, Maven test. Okay. Before that, you can give Maven build, Maven install, whatever, Maven clean test. You can clear it. Then you can execute the test cases using the Maven commands from the command line. This is also another way. Okay. So today I will show you how to execute from testng XML, how to execute from Maven from the command line. So both are important. Both are Maven commands. If you want to execute to Maven, that is also possible. And if you want to execute from the testng, that is also possible. So in your client, right, when you are integrating with the CI/CD, Jenkins, GitLab, Jenkins is CI/CD tool for the continuous integration for continuous deployments. The developers will develop the code for application. They will deploy into SIT environment or the UAT environment. So for you want to test the application means after developers deploy the code into the project, the application build into one environment where you want to test it. Then the corresponding automation test cases available under the Git repository. In daily basis, when you're working in a IT organization, we need to use one repository. That means version control tool, like a Git repository, GitLab, GitHub, any one repository for the version control purpose. That means if 10 automation testers working in a one project, then 10 automation testers, daily basis. They want to design the automation test cases. The code will be checked into Git repository. And when next day, if they want to modify the same script, they want to check out. Check in means you are storing in Git. Checkout means you are pulling out, means you want to modify the existing test cases, means you want to check out. Checkout is one option in Git repository. You want to use checkout option to download the modified automation test cases classes. Then you need modify and save it, and again check in means the check-in option is to move the code inside the GitLab. When you need to move means you need to develop the automation test cases code, and then you need to share with your test lead. Okay, that means you just move to Git. Your test lead will review your code, because without the code review, you should not commit to the Git. So your test lead, what he will do, he will review your code, what you have developed for the automation test cases. Then everything is fine means, then he will commit to Git master branch. Then that code will be stored in a location. Then whenever developers are deploying the application into one environment, SIT environment example, then the corresponding automation test cases available in Git repository will be starting execution, because Jenkins CI/CD is integrated with Git repository, the version control tool. So the master copy, the automation test cases belongs to the build which you deploy, which developers are deployed. Those corresponding test cases will be executed from the Jenkins. For that purpose, in Jenkins, we will create the pipeline jobs. So we will create a jobs, Jenkins jobs, to execute the automation scripts of any application. We'll create a Jenkins job. So through Jenkins job, we will execute the automation scripts which are available in Git repository. So that is the high level I'm telling in IT organization how DevOps team, Kubernetes team, DevOps team means this Jenkins. So they will take care of all these deployments, execution, automation execution. Okay, this process they will take care. They will only create the Jenkins jobs and all. But in few some small companies and few companies, clients will ask you, you need to take care. Then you can use Jenkins tool. You can use Git repository. That your test lead will take care. Don't worry. Test lead or test manager will be there, right? Above you. So you are the tester, a senior tester. So your test lead or test manager, they will download all the Jenkins, all the automation tools in the desktop or laptops of all the employees. Then they will teach you how to use Git repository, how to use Jenkins. So Jenkins, so they will teach you everything. So mostly Jenkins, the lead will take care. Git also, the merging code and the lead will take care. Only automation testers, they should do check in, check out only. Daily basis, they want to check in the code into Git, and if they want to modify the existing test cases, they want to check out from the GitLab or GitHub, Git repository. Then they want to make the changes to the code, automation test cases. They want to check in again. That only the automation testers will take care. The test lead, automation test lead, test manager, they will take care of the code merging activity. Example, 10 automation testers developed some 100 test cases in 1 week. Then the test leader, test manager, they will merge all the code of 100 test cases in daily basis, and they will maintain in Git repository. And from Jenkins, they will create a job, and they will execute the automation test cases available in Git repository. Then all the 100 test cases will execute. That automation lead and manager will take care, and they will teach automation testers also. They will explain how you want to execute from. They will do all the creation process, and they will teach you how to execute from the Jenkins, how to execute from the testng or maven commands. So that you need to execute the test cases based on their commands. Okay. So for that purpose, you just learn how to create a Maven project, how to maintain the page classes, and then how to maintain the test cases classes, how to maintain the configuration property file, how to maintain the testng XML file, how to download the libraries. Okay, that how to give the dependencies in required automation tool dependencies in pom.xml. That is sufficient. So everything will be done. So example, in this Amazon application, I have created a two page classes. You need to remember in previous sessions I have explained in every page class. This is a home page. We need to maintain the page locators, the corresponding web elements, page locators. Example, search box. Amazon page having search box and search button. So I need to give the corresponding. So I need to identify, right? Automation means in Selenium automation, I need to identify the every web element. So search box I need to identify using the by.id locator. Search button I need to identify using the by.id locator. So I need to pass the id attribute from the. I will show you Amazon as I showed many times. Go to application. If you want to inspect any web element, these are all web elements. Title, address, text box, search button, drop down, all are web elements only. All these are web elements, the products. So if you want to identify inspection any web element in web application, right click on the application, select inspect. Okay, then automatically the DOM structure of the HTML code will open, and you will have the cursor arrow mark. Click on it and point out any web element. It will highlight. If you want to click the inspector. See, before clicking this search button, you need to identify the search box and you need to enter some text and you need to click identify again the search box, search button, and then you need to click. So you need to perform all these. So we need to identify every web element. So I am for that using the cursor, whatever web element you want to identify, click on it, select that one, and then it will highlight the HTML source code. Then you can take the ID attribute or class attribute, okay, anything. And then here I am taking the ID attribute value. You can have, right? Example, here if you see ID value, ID attribute value is this one. Okay, class attribute value is this one. So you can use, I'm using ID locator. That's why I'm taking ID attribute. So I need to take the ID attribute here. Okay, and the same way search button. For search button also I'm taking ID attribute value. So we need to maintain in every page class the location, the page locators of the web elements, and then the common functions of the web home page. What are the common functions? First, I need to initialize the driver. So driver object is used to communicate with the application, right? With the browser. Example, Amazon application opened in a Chrome browser. So driver object is communicating with the Chrome browser to inspect the web elements, to perform the actions. Actions means text box, enter the text. Example, I want to search the laptop product. I am entering the text. That is one action. After entering it, I need to click the button. That is one action. So first I need to identify the search box. I need to identify the search button, and I need to enter the text in the text box. After identification of text box, after identification of search button, I need to click the search button. So these are the actions, methods, right? For entering text, for clicking the button, these are the methods. So for that purpose, I'm doing this. I'm creating these methods. So click the search button, one method. Enter the text in a search box, one method. Navigate to home page, one method. So I need to create the page methods. in home page, I want to perform all these actions means the required methods will be created. The functions will be the page functions. The required common page functions will be created. So in navigate page, what I need to do, I need to open the application. Then only I can navigate to the home page. Correct? And enter search term method. What I need to do, I need to identify the search box and I need to enter the text. So for that purpose, I have given driver dot find element method of identified search box, and using send keys method, I am passing the text, whatever text like laptop or any item product I want to purchase here. I need to enter the text using the send keys method. That is a in one method. And click search button method. What this method will do, we need to identify the search button. Identify this search button, orange color button. This is the search button. After entering laptop, we need to identify search button and click the search button. Then for clicking the search button, I'm identifying search button and I'm using the click method. I'm clicking the web element search button. Okay. So after clicking this, you can find the laptop information, the products. This is the results, right? The page results. So I'm searching some product. I'm displaying the page results, laptops. So this is for that purpose. I'm maintaining the page locators of the web elements, the common functions of the home page, Amazon home page. So this is I am maintaining in home page. Login page. I have created another class for login page. This is a home page. Example. This is a home page, and if I want to go to login page, I need to click the sign in button, and this is the Amazon login page. Here, what will be there? Email box. I need to enter the email ID of the email ID or phone number. So click the arrow mark, the cursor, mouse over the pointer. You just click on the required web element, email text box. Click it. Then it will highlight the code like this. Input to type equal to email, ID equal to app email. So if you want to identify this text box, email text box, web element using ID attribute, you need to copy the ID attribute value, AP underscore email, ID equal to AP underscore email. This is the ID attribute value. So if you go to this code in login page, what you are doing the same way for every page, we need to maintain the page locators. So in this login button, what are there? Email ID text box is there and continue button is there. Okay. And also after clicking the continue button, it will ask the password. So I should give password page locator. And after giving password, I need to click the login button. So all these web elements, locators I need to maintain in login page. And then the functions. What functions? Login page, one constructor we are maintaining, and we are initializing the driver because driver is a main important. If you are creating driver object, then only it will communicate with the Amazon application, which is opening in Chrome browser. So first step is initialize the Chrome driver. That means driver. Then write the common functions of the web page. That means login page of the Amazon application. What functions I need? The common function. First step is I need to click on sign in button. I already done. See here. I clicked on sign in button. Then I navigated to login page. So that's why I'm maintaining a sign in button to come to login page and enter email. So to enter the email here, I need to I'm creating a enter email method. There I am passing the email ID of the customer, and then I am clicking the continue button. Continue button I am clicking. So for that one function I created. So identify the continue button. After that, click the continue button. So like that. After that, I will get the password. I will identify the password field text box. I will enter the password using send keys method. After that, I will click the login button. Click login method I created function, one function created, common function. Then I identify the login button and click the login button. I clicked it using click method. So these are all the common login page functions and login page web element locators. So in every page class, I need to maintain the page locators of the web elements of that page and common functions of that page. This is also interview question. They will ask you what you will maintain, what you will define in the page classes. So we need to define in the web element page locators and then common page functions. Okay. So I created. And then the test cases I created in the src test Java. So src test Java folder test package created. Under test package, I created a base class, base test. The class name is base test. Under the base test, what I have done, I have take the I have declared the driver object, okay, of which is WebDriver type, and then setup method, tear down method. Setup method means to initialize the driver and then to create a driver object and open an application, Amazon application. Those code I maintained in setup method. Okay, for that what we have done, WebDriver manager.ChromeDriver.setup method called and driver object is created here. So driver object, sorry, here we are creating, here we are declaring the driver object and creating driver object using for the Chrome browser. That means we need to use Chrome driver. Whatever browser, the corresponding driver we should use, the driver class. So Chrome driver class we used here. So new after this is a Java concept, right? How to create a object for a class. So here Chrome driver is a class. So the object equal to new class name, because already class is declared here. No need to give driver again. So directly give driver equal to new the class name Chrome driver. So driver object created. After creating object, we need to call the methods, right? Driver is manage.window.maximize. That means this method will be used and called using driver object to maximize the Amazon application window. Okay, and then not Amazon window, the browser window. Here we haven't opened the application. We just open the browser and we are maximizing the browser window, and then we are giving the application URL. It's opening the Amazon application. This is maintaining in setup method. Tear down method means after completing the automation test case execution, this method will call, because we will close the Chrome browser. The Amazon application opening Chrome browser will be closed using driver.quit method. So then the browser will be closed. So these are maintaining in base class. These are the common function, right? Before executing any test case, these two methods will, before executing test case, this method will execute. After executing test case, this method will execute. So these two functions are common functions for every test case before while executing the test cases. Maintaining in base test class. Login test class. Login test class means we are maintaining a login test case where login test case is extending base test, because in the base class we have the required two functions. That's why the child class login test case is a one test case, which is a assume it's a child class, because we need to extend the base class, because the driver we need to go to application, right? Amazon application. All those functions will be available in base test. So login test is a child class means extends parent class, because so that we can inherit all these methods, two methods, setup method, tear down method in login test case class. So at before test ng annotations, right? At before method, at after, at test is a one test case we can consider. So here we have given two test cases. Okay. Then in the before method, we are setting up the driver. That is a one method. So before executing the test cases, at the rate of test means the method which is available at the rate of test, that is a one test case. So before executing the test cases, every test case, we have many test cases, two test cases here. So this at before method logic will execute. Okay. And then the test case will, after executing this, so I have given the priorities also. For every annotation, this is a test case, right? Whatever test case I want to execute first, I should give the priorities. So test for this test case, I have given priority equal to 0. For this test case, I have given priority equal to 1. That means priority 0 test case will execute first, and priority 1 test case will execute after the execution of priority 0 test case. So this is the definition of how to define the prioritization of test cases. Okay. Otherwise, randomly it will execute. If any dependencies like first test case 0 of this test case should execute first, and then this test case will execute next, means we should define the priorities at the rate of test annotation. Okay. This is the test ng concept. So after executing all the test cases, I need to go to after method annotation, and I need to call this method to close the browser. Okay, that is the main. This is the login test case. The same way, search test case. Amazon search page, right? There we are maintaining test search functionality. So we are searching the laptop product, and so that we are verifying the laptop is displayed. The result product is displayed using asset function. So this is a one test case. So this test case also child class, right? Because we need a base class methods. So such test case extends base test case, so that these two methods will be inherited into such test case also. Okay. So like this, we have created the test cases classes under this source test Java, and I defined the testng.xml under this source test resources folder. So under the Maven project, we have a source test resources folder. There I have created a configuration.property to maintain the parameters and values, and to execute the test cases, I have created testng.xml. And testng.xml, I maintain suit tag, test tag, classes tag, class tag. Whatever classes I want to execute, I have given the class tag name equal to the package name test dot the test case name test package name test dot login test. I want to execute login test, so I have given that one. Drop channel. 1 second, guys. Sorry. So like this, we need to maintain in testng.xml whatever test case you want to execute. We should give the package name and test case class name under the class tag. Okay, in testng.xml. So we need to define whatever test case we want to execute in testng.xml, and then we need to execute. So you people need to create the Maven project for any application automation like this. Create a Maven project, maintain the page classes under this source main Java. Give after under source main Java, create a package like pages and create the corresponding page classes. Under source test Java, create a test package, create the test cases classes names classes. Okay, and then under source test resources folder, maintain the configuration that property file to maintain the all the parameters, because application URL, browser, what browser, how many seconds, everything, all common parameters you need to maintain in configuration property. And testng.xml you need to define, create to execute the whatever test case you want to execute. Need to define here. So maintain like this. Okay. So start practicing from today. Okay, I'm executing now. So after giving like this, we can execute this test cases in multiple ways through testng XML or through Maven commands. First, I am showing testng XML. So select the testng XML file, right click on it, run as testng. Okay. So before that, close all the browsers. If any browser window open on your desktop laptop in your office, close all the browsers and before executing the test cases, because it should open the new browsers, right? So unnecessary confusions. So after clearing all the closing browsers, run as, select the testng XML, whatever test case you want to execute, right click on it on the testng XML, select the run as option, go to testng suite. Okay, in run as we have testng suite option. So select this. This will appear after installing testng in Eclipse IDE and after having the testng XML file. If you are not creating testng XML file, this option won't appear. So create the testng XML and mention whatever test case you want to execute. Then you can able to find this run as testng option, testng suite. So select this. Okay, and click OK. Just observe automatically Amazon, sorry, browser open, Chrome browser is open. Okay, two times, one time open closed. I will explain why. And two times it's closed. Sorry, it's going to search page, I think. Laptop searched and laptop product is displayed. This is one test case. See, I'm executing, and this is one way. And you can also execute like this. Select the testng XML code, right click on it, run as testng suite. Based on the locators, right? It is clicking the buttons. And based on the method send keys method, entering the laptop text, based on click method, clicking the search button. Okay. So this is the one way. And other way is you need to go to select the Maven project, right click on it, go to the file explorer, show in the folder, the file location, the project location. So this is the project name, Maven project. Go here, select this, give CMD, enter. So it will open a project like this. And you can give MVN, you can give MVN test, or before that you can give MVN install. See here, automatically to Maven, it's executing. Because we already in Maven project folder, that's why it's executing those test cases after giving Maven command. One test case is failed, one test case is pass. Okay, I will explain why. Okay. After executing this, okay, see here, I already executed many times. I'm just giving Maven test or Maven. You can give this command also, Maven test. See, if you can see here, Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Whenever you are executing the test case through automation, you can find this text automated. So this browser is controlled by automation. Once it is started we should not touch manually. Otherwise, if you are touching it manually, then it will fail the test cases. Okay. Now also one test case fail, one test case pass. So how we can see the results? We executed now in two ways, right? So testng we executed testng, right click on the testng XML file, run as, and testng suite. Okay. And here I'm closing this also. Then I'm trying to execute once again. Testng. Chrome is being controlled by automation test software. See here. Now two test case will pass. That's why I told you the existing browsers we need to close. I haven't closed the existing browser. Still the one window browser is open. I closed it. It is executing two test cases successfully now. One is a sign login test case. Other one is a laptop product search test case. Should not take time. If you are, if example, in sometimes when you are testing the application, your application is little slow means give the wait times. Explicit wait, implicit wait. You should give the timings. Okay. I think I explained right. WebDriver wait wait dot until condition expected conditions dot element to be clickable. So we should give some seconds. Otherwise, you can give directly config that property some wait time here. If you see implicit wait, explicit wait, you should give the parameter, give some time here. From here, it will read. Okay, but it is depends on your automation framework. See, normally in any IT organization, your automation lead, automation manager, they will take care of automation framework creation. But to get the job, to know what framework, how to create a test case in framework, every tester need to know. But when you're working in organization, based on the experience, your lead will ask you to execute, to take care of the automation framework enhancements and all. But initially, you need to the creation of framework by automation lead or automation architect or automation manager. So mostly leads will take care. Okay, so managers and architects will guide the automation leads. They'll create the framework for all the automation testers, and they will give all the framework code to all the testers, laptops or computers in office. Then they will teach how to execute the test cases using framework. Then after designing the test cases by the testers, they should execute their test cases using the framework, automation framework. Okay. So all the existing framework only all the automation testers will be using because automation testers experience is only 3 4 years, right? So automation framework creation is not needed, but they want to know how to create the framework, how to maintain the pages, everything. Sometimes, right? In my previous company, 3 years experience testers also they are creating framework because they are having interest to create frameworks. So some employees, right, even with 2+ experience, 3+ experience, they are ready to create automation frameworks. Then it will be good only, right? So your lead and the manager will appreciate and they will give the good packages and all hikes. So, but for self-learning is very important, not for the salary purpose. If a automation testers with less experience, if they are aware of how to create the automation framework, how to maintain automation framework, it is very helpful for the career growth also. Okay, so but technically you will be stronger, and across the your team, your manager lead, they will recognize your talent, and you will get benefits also. Okay, that is the purpose. We need to self learning is very important. Just in daily basis or continuously, I'm saying not only daily basis, continuously whatever tool is coming in market related to Selenium, Java, and all, which is useful for the framework. Just learn the tool, use in your framework. Okay. So see, we execute the test cases where you can see the results. Test cases execution results. There is a I'm refreshing it so that the latest one. If I see here in form test.ng XML under the parallel test name I have given parallel test. So I will find out in test output. There is a folder test output. You can find after execution of test cases. So open extend this. Here you can find parallel test or Amazon test suite. You can find Amazon test suite name. Open this. Under Amazon test suite, you have given test name as parallel test. So there is a parallel test HTML. So parallel test is there. So open the parallel test, or else login test is also there. So we execute the login test, right? So first test means, so open this parallel test, right click on it, open with browser, web browser. So see here, in the recently, right, two test case pass because it is it went to login page, enter the email ID, click the login button, it navigate to home page. This test case pass, and then the laptop product is searched and search functionality. Amazon home page, we have a search text box. Enter the laptop product name, click the search button, and laptop product is displayed successfully, and laptop title is verified. Then this test case pass. So this is how, this is a test.ng HTML report. Okay, the test name is parallel tester because we have given test tag name is parallel test. So that's why the test name is parallel test. And then passed, test passed, two test case passed. How many test cases? Two test case passed. When started? So June 6th started at some time. And then how many seconds it took? 30 seconds, 39 seconds. So two test cases executed in 39 seconds. Okay. So this is the automation testing, right? Little faster. So after giving proper framework, right? Proper wait functions, everything, it will be little faster compared to this. So this wait time, total time of execution of two test cases. So this is detail. These details you can find here in a test.ng HTML report, and also passed test cases. So test method, test search functionality method, test valid login. These are the method names. In test cases, login test and search test. These are the method names executed. The logic will be available in these methods, right? So these methods are executed in the classes, login test case class, home page, search test case class. And how much time? 14 seconds this search test case executed, and 4 seconds login test case executed. And instances, two browser opened, right? So two browser instances opened at IDs. So this is how the test.ng HTML report you can see after executing the automation test cases. I hope now everyone understood Maven project creation for any web application to automate. How to create the automation test cases, how to execute it, how to see the test results. You can see the test results after executing in test.ng or Maven command. There are two ways. No need to execute both the ways. You can execute in two ways only. Okay. Now I am closing this. Now again I am opening, going going to the file explorer, the project location, opening the project, CMD. I am creating it. Maven test. Sorry. Command is wrong. MVN TEST. Okay. That means through Maven command, I am executing the test cases. So test cases are executing now. This test case will fail because it's not went to login page. Sometimes, right, you need to clear the cookies. Browser session, you need to clear the sessions. History you need to close. Then only it will execute successfully. So that is also best practice. So every time after completing the your automation test cases one round, so browsers cookies clear the cookies, then automatically if you are executing next time, all test cases will execute successfully. Okay. Yeah, this time it will execute. That's what sometimes na, because of some issues, some internet connection or some your application server is down in your office, then it will throw some errors. Then you need to identify what is the root cause for the failure. You can find in the test results also what is the reason for failure, and sometimes you need to know if you do some mistake, then rectify that mistake and execute again. Now two test cases executed. Build success. This is the way to create execute test cases through Maven command. So go to the Eclipse, refresh, select the application. Just I'm refreshing so that we execute few seconds back, right? The test output will be appear. So go to test output folder and go to Amazon test suite, because the suite name I have given Amazon test suite. That's why I'm opening Amazon test suite, and test name I have given parallel test. That's why I'm opening parallel test. We should HTML only, dot HTML. So I'm opening parallel test dot HTML. Right click, open with, select the web browser. Then you can see the timings. Sorry, two test cases executed successfully through Maven. To any command, Maven command or test ng XML, we can execute. We can see the results like this. Okay. I hope everyone understood how to create a Maven project for your application, how to create automation test cases, how to execute it, how to see the results. So please start practicing in your computers from today or from tomorrow. So then only you can able to crack the interviews. You can able to get the job easily. So I have done the Selenium classes, and from next sections, I will teach you. I will take Cucumber BDD framework. The Selenium framework is done. Automation framework, Maven, Selenium using Maven. The next I will explain you in the market. In some clients, they are using Cucumber BDD framework, the behavior driven framework. Okay, so behavior driven development means that is a feature files we need to create. It's a plain text using Gherkin keywords, given, when, and then. Then we need to create a automation test scenarios, and we need to create the functions in that step definition classes. We need to create the methods for those test steps of given one test step, when is one test step, and so then all the test steps only, and one automation scenario and in the feature file. I will explain in the next session. So we need to maintain all the test steps, test methods in step definition classes. So we need to map the feature file scenarios with the step definition classes, and we need to execute using JUnit annotations. Here using testng, right? In the Cucumber, we can use JUnit. That is also same annotations only. We can maintain the annotations, tags, and we can run the Cucumber BDD framework. We can run the automation test cases using Cucumber BDD framework. So in the market, Cucumber BDD framework is very important, and also most of the clients are using, because the Cucumber BDD is, you can able to see the report. Now you have seen the testng report, right? It is purely technical. Technical means what are the method name, how much time and all. But if you open the Cucumber BDD report, similar to testng HTML report, if you are using Cucumber framework, then you can open Cucumber HTML report. Then the report is very easy to understand for any stakeholders, for non-technical people, for manual testing team, for your management who don't have technical knowledge, for everyone, right? For client side, it will be useful to easy understand the testing execution results. Because Cucumber BDD, we are writing in a plain text, plain English. in our daily readable English, right? The natural language. So everyone able to read the test report. Everyone able to understand why the test case is failed, why test case pass. Everything written in the plain English using Cucumber BDD framework. That is the purpose. The BDD Cucumber BDD framework is most of the clients are using, because non-technical management also easy to understand the reports in daily basis. What happening in the testing side, automation testing side. So I will teach you next session Cucumber BDD framework. After that, you can able to start searching the job. So Venkat will guide you all, and I am always available to clarify your questions. Okay. So thank you all. Yeah, yeah. Sirisha, someone is asking something.
Venkat garu, I have a quick question అండి.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
when we are writing any Java program, we
Mm-hmm.
will use the main method, is it right?
Yeah, public
Because
static
Java
void
virtual
main.
machine
Yeah,
only,
yeah.
but
Correct.
here you didn't
No,
use
no
any
need to use.
main. Oh,
That's what I mentioned in 2 3 classes also. We are using test ng annotations. Okay. See here. We are using login test. We are using test ng at the rate of test. This is a every test at the rate of test is one test case. This is treating as a main method in test ng. So the test ng is executing now, right? Not JVM. Here not JVM. Java virtual machine is not executing. This is test ng is executing. So for test ng, this is the main method at the rate of test. So that's why no need to use public static void main here, because we are using test ng annotations. So every at the rate of test is a one test case, and at the rate of at the rate of before method annotation is before every test case at the rate of test. This logic will execute. So we will define the corresponding logic here, and after executing every test case, after test method will execute, the corresponding logic will define. So in test ng, the manager after before method, after method, at the rate of test, all these annotations are controlling the execution. So no need to create public static void main like Java. So in Selenium, when using testng or JUnit, using the annotations, we can control the execution flow.
thank you.
Okay, Sirisha.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice evening. We'll catch up in next session.